Angela Lagunsad Castro, and here are the latest stories at this hour. The Sandigan Bayan 3rd Division is now hearing the health status of Senator Rodante Marcoleta, who remains confined at the PNP General Hospital following his arrest over a plunder case. For the latest, we go live to mobile journalist Arles de los Santos at the Sandigan Bayan. Go ahead, Arles.
Yes, Angela, the Sandigan Bayan 3rd Division Associate Justice Ronald Moreno this Friday questioned why the PNP General Hospital allowed Vice President Sara Duterte and Senator Robin Padilla to visit Senator Rodante Marcoleta despite doctors recommending that he be placed in isolation due to mild pneumonia. During a hearing, Angela, Moreno also noted that Padilla appeared to have left the hospital without wearing a face mask. And aside from that, Marcoleta remains confined at the PNP General Hospital where he is under observation following his arrest on plunder charges. Moreno argued that they are not against those who visit Marcoleta, but they are just concerned about his security and medical condition, wanting him to progress so that he can face the court in connection with the plunder charge against him in connection with the 75 billion pesos donation or gift from him from a former congressman, Mike Defensor, and two other businessmen. Angela.
But Arles, what was the explanation that the PNP General Hospital gave for allowing VP Sara Duterte and Senator Robin Padilla to visit?
Angela, according to Police Lieutenant Police Brigadier General Portia Manalad, the head of the General Services of the PNP General Hospital, she said that there is a communication between CADG and the camp of Vice President Sara Duterte and Senator Robin Padilla with the CADG, and also Marcoleta with Senator Robin Padilla. It is not the PNP General Hospital that decides who get to visit Marcoleta. It is the CADG. And Manalad has acknowledged that there is a lapse because they were not able to advise all the visitors and those securities of Marcoleta to ensure that people who visit him should wear face masks. With that, they will not allow for now other visitors aside from immediate families of Marcoleta to follow and to respond accordingly with the order of the Sandigan Bayan.
Now, how long is Marcoleta expected to remain in the hospital, Arles?
For now, Angela, he is expected to stay there for 7 days because Marcoleta is under medical treatment or a medical prescription, which is antibiotics to combat or minimize the mild pneumonia that he is experiencing. This happened, Angela, when he was arrested a week ago in relation to the plunder, a warrant of arrest against him. The doctors noted that he is actually fit to travel and appear to the court, but he needs reverse isolation. Angela, what they advise is that Marcoleta finish first the 7 days of antibiotics, and then they will submit a daily report in the status of Marcoleta before he faces the 3rd Division of Sandigan Bayan. He is expected to appear, at least based on the conversation earlier, on July 15 for the commitment order of the anti-graft court.
Is there any indication that the camp of Senator Marcoleta will request for a hospital arrest?
Right now, Angela, that is not discussed, and we haven't had a communication with the camp of Senator Rodante Marcoleta. But I think the Sandigan Bayan just wanted to note that the PNP General Hospital must respond accordingly to the needs of Senator Rodante Marcoleta, citing his age. And aside from that, it's not just the mild pneumonia that he is experiencing. He's still having occasional chest pain, though there is no difficulty in breathing anymore, but there is a constant symptoms of hypertension and like yung mabilis daw na tibok ng puso. But right now, they've said stable naman daw yun.
Moving on now to the case of Senator Jinggoy Estrada. Why was Senator Jinggoy Estrada's request to attend VP Sara's impeachment trial denied?
Angela, that is because the Sandigan Bayan 5th Divisions said that it lacks merit. That is after Senator Jinggoy Estrada asked to the court to attend the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte. Actually, Angela, Estrada cited two reasons. First is that his participation to the impeachment trial as a senator judge constitute compelling reason that justifies a temporarily from detention. He said that the accused movement points the phrase all the members of the Senate and refers to all 24 senators, including him. But it was not allowed, and saying that Estrada should be under bail and so that he will be allowed to leave the court. But since they have withdrawn their petition for bail, he will not be allowed to go out and attend the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte, calling it lack of merit.
All right, thank you so much for your time, mobile journalist Arles de los Santos. Philippine officials are pushing back against a reported claim by Chinese scholars that Batanes belongs to China, warning it could be part of a broader effort to advance Beijing's geopolitical agenda. Mobile journal Jas Paredes reports.
In commemoration of the 10th anniversary of the South China Sea Arbitral Award, public understanding of the ruling remains clouded by misinformation and competing political narratives. During a panel discussion, Raymond Powell, Executive Director of the Sea Light Foundation, cited a recent claim by a group of Chinese academics, which concluded that the northernmost province of Batanes falls under China's sovereignty through Taiwan.
Concluded that the Bataan Islands, that's Batanes, constitute a natural geographical extension of Taiwan with sovereignty belonging to China. And that the so-called Japan-Philippines maritime delimitation negotiations in the area hold no legal validity.
The claim stems from a symposium held last month, gathering Chinese academics hosted by Jinan University in Guangzhou. The symposium came after the Philippines and Japan's decision to begin talks on delimiting their exclusive economic zones and continental shelves east of Taiwan. Chinese scholars claim that the Philippines administration of Batanes lacks historical and legal basis. Powell says the symposium appears to be part of a broader lawfare strategy that could also support China's activities near the Bashi Channel and its patrols east of Taiwan last month. Meanwhile, Philippine Coast Guard Rear Admiral J. Tariela said it was his first time hearing about the claim.
Nag-usap kami ni Justice Carpio. We're trying to figure out naging basehan na naman ng mga Chinese government or just the students to claim na merong kaugnayan ang Batanes sa Taiwan, no? But again, they always come up with different lies and misinformation to justify and also to expand their area sa South China Sea.
He emphasized the importance of debunking such claims and countering false narratives. Otherwise, China could continue repeating the same falsehoods and rewriting history. However, Tariela clarified that the Northern Luzon Command continues to conduct regular patrols in the Luzon Strait, including the waters of Batanes, to prevent any incursions by China. Secretary of National Defense Gilbert Gibo Chodoro said China's irresponsible and false claims will only strengthen united action against the country.
Sino ang sisisihin dito pag nagkaroon ng anti-China feeling? Sila lang. Dahil ito sa ginagawa nila, no? I mean, it's hindi nakapanipaniwala. Ngayon, sa ating mga kababayan, kung ito ay produkto ng sinasabi nilang mga scholars nila, nakita mo naman kung anong klaseng pag-iisip ang ginagawa ng isang lipunan na kontrolado ng Communist Party of China.
Chodoro described the claim as a possible premeditated move to expand China's influence into the Pacific Ocean. He reiterated that the claim is baseless and ludicrous, but said it is alarming and should not go unanswered.
This will galvanize the Ivatan people against them, wherever the Ivatan people are located. So, if there is galvanization, strengthening of anti-China efforts, they have only themselves to blame.
The Department of Foreign Affairs also rejected the claims made by Chinese scholars, maintaining that the Philippines' sovereignty over Batanes is not in question. The agency said the country's territorial integrity has long been established and is not subject to debate. It also said the Philippines will not give credence to revisionist claims over its territory, urging so-called scholars to pursue objective and good faith research on the region. The DFA further noted that Batanes remains within the Philippine Consular District covered by the Chinese Consulate General in Lawag. Kapatid Jas Paredes, R1 News.
Recent violent incidents involving young people have sparked fresh concerns about children's mental health. This has prompted experts to call for closer coordination among parents, teachers, and schools to help identify early warning signs and provide timely support. Mobile journalist Daniel Dayaw has the report.
As concerns grow over violent incidents involving young people, psychologists are calling for stronger partnerships between schools, teachers, and parents to help identify behavioral changes early and better support children's mental health.
It's partly true and partly false. Kasi hindi lang naman talaga ina-attribute yung pagiging violent or pagiging aggressive ng isang bata sa violent video games. Kailangan nating tignan is the environmental factors ng isang bata. House, home, parents, family members, yung school setting.
According to psychologists, a child's behavior cannot be linked to a single factor alone, as both online or offline environment plays a role in child development. Adding that digital literacy goes beyond screen time, encouraging teachers and parents to teach and lead children in using technology responsibly.
Ang developmental age is tuloy-tuloy naman talaga yan. So ang isang environment ng isang bata is nurturing ka agad, sinusuportahan, sinusupervise ka agad. Kung bibigyan nila ang mga anak nila ng mga kanya-kanya nilang gadgets, dapat nagkakaroon tayo ng mga family meeting, nasasabi natin kung hanggang saan ang pwede nilang gawin.
Psychologists also stress the role of teachers in first noticing a student's behavior, saying that early intervention, open communication, and close coordination can help address problems before they escalate.
Doon papasok ang tulong din ng mga teachers or ng school setting kasi sila din ang isa sa mga nakakita ng mga changes of behavior ng mga estudyante. Ikaw na ang mismong mag-i-investigate. Pwedeng hindi mo muna sabihin sa magulang, backed by evidence ka muna, and then when you have that sufficient evidence, then ask the parents anong nangyayari, ano yung behavior sa bahay, or other way around.
Meanwhile, beyond the classroom, psychologists continue to push for greater mental health awareness, saying Filipinos should not hesitate to seek professional help when needed. They also call for stronger support for mental health services, especially to the government.
First and foremost, we have to talk about mental health freely. Wag natin siyang gawing stigma, wag natin siyang gawing kinakahiya ng isang tao. Nalulungkot kami, may mga agencies tayo na hindi talaga fully sinusupport ang mental health.
Kapatid Mobile Journal, Daniel Dayaw, we are One News.
A month after the magnitude 7.8 earthquake struck parts of Mindanao, recovery efforts are now focusing not only on rebuilding communities, but also on helping survivors heal emotionally. Mobile journalist Denise Valdez-Sancho with the story.
For many families displaced by the magnitude 7.8 earthquake that hit parts of Mindanao in June, recovery has meant more than rebuilding homes. It has also meant healing from the emotional toll of the disaster. In Malapatan, Sarangani, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD Caraga, held a psychosocial support session, this time focused on fathers living in an evacuation center.
DSWD Caraga, ma'am, recognizes that the disasters affect not only the physical well-being of the internally displaced persons, but also their emotional well-being. The session is really designed to encourage or to strengthen their coping mechanism, and at the same time to give them a safe space po, ma'am, to express and to process their emotions.
19 fathers took part in psychosocial activities, encouraging them to reflect on their experiences, express their feelings, and recognize their sources of strength. The participants were among those who could not return home after their coastal communities were declared danger zones following the earthquake.
That was their first time na maka-experience ng ganong klaseng kamustahan. And then they were able to really feel safe na mailabas. Kasi ma'am, di ba po yung mga papa is bihira lang po silang mag-share.
While DSWD has long provided psychosocial services to different sectors, the agency says this father-centered session was a unique way of addressing a group that often carries the responsibility of supporting their families in silence. Beyond emotional support, the government continues to provide cash assistance, relief goods, hygiene kits, and work with local government units to identify permanent relocation sites for displaced families.
Kaya kailangan din natin ma-establish and ma-rebuild yung confidence nila, ma'am, yung resilience nila, their emotional well-being. Because by that way po, by providing psychosocial support, that means we empower them to become more effective, no, na mga head of the families. And then we also empower them to become better decision maker, and then better source of strengths din po sa kanilang family.
DSWD adds that as communities recover from disaster, the goal is not only to rebuild homes, but also to help families regain their strength, resilience, and hope for the future. Mobile journalist Denise Valdesancho. We are One News.
Join us again at 1 p.m. for very latest stories. I'm Angela Lagunsad Castro. Kapatid, we are One News.